Hey guys, how's it going? Still the 25th of October, just 9:58 p.m. right now. Now that took a little longer than not really actually. I was gonna say it took a little longer than I expected at times, but it actually turned out pretty good. Um, so it's in as far as the major industries go. Let's let me. A lot I can do right now, but the only ones that I don't have are the switching industries that I put in last night, but the major bulk of everything is in. I'll just show you here what we're looking at. So you can see all these A-B things. Those are the fake industries. Now, these tags and all that other stuff, I have to fine-tune them. Yeah, which is another pain, but I might do that in this hour. We'll see how it goes. So when you keep going through here, you got your industries, and then you got these Atlanta, Georgia, AB. You can see everything is 16. You can see the pattern forming like that, just like the junk or whatever the heck it is. Boom. Buffalo, New York, Charleston, South Carolina. I can't tell you how many times I found that I was doing an error. Now, a lot of those tags is garbage. Some of them are not. I'm not worried about the garbage tags. The garbage tags, like where it says junk and stuff like that, the reason why, again, that says that is because it'll never tag an industry. All that's for is generating demand from everything else. So that is a lot of stuff. Richmond, Rocky Mount, Savannah, Selkirk, Syracuse, Tampa, Toledo, Willard, Winston, all, and whatever else I got in there. I'm missing one. I saw another. Oh yeah, Willard, Ohio. I didn't say that already. Toledo. So Rocky Mount. Else. No, that's Philadelphia. Newport News, New Orleans, Nashville, something else. Mulberry, Montgomery, Miami, Louisville. Just yeah, Indianapolis, Hamlet, North Carolina. Yeah, Grand Junctions and all that other stuff. I gotta look at playing in with that. Let me just go ahead and spawn a sample train because I'm curious what they look like. It's pretty much going to look like this now, with the exception of a very few industries at this point now. Actually, the tags at the industries themselves are not important tonight. They won't be important until I actually start getting cars at the industries. So I'm going to hold off on that probably. But let me go ahead and yeah. So now what happens is if we're looking at, say for example, Florida. I'm going to go back over to Callahan sub. So we're looking at mixed freight. So all of these are now going to be set for tag for industries. So these go away. The filter, as you can see, all of that we're going to include all the locals. Or wait, no, we're not. I'm sorry. Florida, we're not. Coming the other way, we are. Coming from the north. I'm not going to include anything coming out of the Callahan sub. So for that, we have, what is SSIB anyways? I'm not even too sure what the hell that is. See, there's this could be an error here. I gotta check that one out actually. Let me just double check on that one. See if I can find it. If I can't find it, I'll find it in the other. But I want to deal with that part anyways. That's something's not right with that. So the local freight symbol SSI. I think I was trying to put SUB. Yeah. Cumberland, Maryland. Yeah, it was just a typo. And that's the thing, it's so easy to make a typo with this, especially when you have sheet data and you can't import it. I think we're good now. Alright, let's try that again. And this is why we want to get it right. So, again, I've got all those tags in. I'm going to go back into the filter. As I said, the locals are fine. We're not worried about this. The hump we're not including either. It ain't gonna matter anyways. I don't think there's any industries currently set. Y123 fine. I mean, we're not gonna include that as well. So the four subdivisions now are the Callahan sub, which of course it's not going to include. However, it will include heading down the Fitz, Savannah, and Thomasville. So we're going to include those. They'll always have, now coming the other way, you'll see by it coming the other way. So let me go ahead and make sure that filter is in. So this is where all that work is going to eventually pay off. I wish I could double check that. I just don't want to make sure I don't want C sub in there. C sub would be bringing stuff back, which I do not want. I don't think it would, just in case. Yeah, that's the other thing too. I don't think. So anything coming out of Florida, just wanting to make sure. Anything coming out of Florida is not going to deal with a local. I could be dealing with specific locals in the Georgia area, but I'm not going to. All I want is those. So in this case, I don't have to worry about the locals because the stuff coming from Callahan is touch it anyways. Okay. So if we respond Q452, is that, I'm not even. So we got loads for Fitzgerald sub, Buffalo, Chicago, Detroit, Nashville, Toledo, Baltimore, Charleston, yeah, Columbus, Cumberland, Philadelphia, he's got Louisville, Kentucky, Birmingham, Montgomery. Lots of reefers, huh? Which is, you know, okay, now we get the empties. Now this one doesn't really show too much in regards to the industries, which I kind of want to get showing. Man, that's a fair-sized train. They're generally all the same size, relatively. Size train. Let's take a look. $7,090 feet, huh? One of the larger trains I've seen come out of there. That's interesting. Well, I'll delete that right away. Okay. So it's 10:09. Let's, we know that's set up, so that's fine. Now I still have to take a look at, as I was saying, some of these industries here. We've done all this work, which is great. All I have is the industries that I set up last night. Looking at as far as Savannah, I don't think I have anything coming back except the Savannah local. So Savannah's not going to be one of them. No. So that's that one. Fitzgerald sub. I see if I got any on here. Do. So this is kind of where I've got to decide if I'm going to do a local. Pretty much anywhere is it going to be the same. For now, I think the best thing I could do is say yes. Fall within the same basic parameters. In order to get that, we need something along the lines of a 60 car. I don't know if I have any 60 cars. I got close. So all I'm looking for is something like, say, on a Fitzgerald sub or whatever. I mean, well, you know, it's kind of actually going to be the opposite now that I think about it, because we're going to want we don't want the Fitzgerald sub like setup. So what we really want is a Baldwin like setup. I don't think there's anything close to. See, we want that kind of setup. But we don't want that many cars. How we're going to do that, I'm not sure. I can probably have one for Jacksonville. So I highly doubt it. Oops. Let me do an all for one local thing right now, just so that we can get this party on the road here. Now I know it's under the Baldwin southbound, but this is all for locals. So the 3 times capacity multiplier, the average daily cars is supposed to be 20. And if I go to that, I get 60. From here, I believe we're okay here. Yep. Okay. So that's pretty much telling you right there where we need to be. That locals. Got to make sure we've got everything set up for every potential local that there is. I shouldn't say every potential local there is. Like, I don't even know where A724 is. The name doesn't matter. But as you can see, it's feeding off of that industry. So let's go ahead and I don't know where the hell that is. Let me just transport to it. Okay, so that is Bolin. Okay. Fair enough. Oops. What was I doing? There we go. So well, that's interesting. I could have it do a little bit of each. If I do that, then I have to create dang, I have to create 2 industries, which is not what I had. The only way I can do that is if I want to deal entirely with one. I can go this way. Let me just add this up here. Actually, 11. It's pretty close. Let me put this. I'm just tweaking the numbers a little bit. That brings it to 11. Yeah, that'll be close. So what I'm doing is I'm going to use everything but that yellow. So we're not going to use we're going to have everything here. The reefers are going to load up, which I don't know about that, but the boxes and hoppers aren't going to repeat themselves. Of course, I mean, all this is to get traffic. It really, the logistics, it's probably doesn't even have that many industries in them. Once I figure that out, then I'll change that later. The only thing I'm trying to get out of that is car count, and yeah, that's going to include the reefers. For now, I don't care. So for the sake of getting this in, I'm just going to get this in. Then I'm going to set up the hump, and that should be it for tonight, unfortunately. Because the hump has to be set up before I before I start screwing around with it, or else it's a waste. That's going to be saved for tomorrow night. So here's what I'll do. Here about the, I'm going to go ahead with the junk thing again. So we're doing acid, we're doing boxcars, center beam flats, cover hoppers, gondolas, tanks, and too big. On the end of what's coming out of them, we're going to have it all empty. Most part, with the exception of gondolas and reefers are going to load. Everything else is to empty. This is actually the quickest way of doing it. What I'm doing right there. And actually, sorry, I'm screwing up. Let's bring that back down to 1. Because we want to have this turn around after an hour of sitting in the siding. So that's going to change everything, actually. Now that I look at that, that's going to change. Which means the tags have to be set up properly. It's not a big deal right now. So that isn't junk. I'm going to change this to be modified. And the reason why I'm saying that is those are tags that once we actually start running the locals, we have to change this. And I'll remember to do that. But the demand we still need now before we start the hump. So hopefully that makes sense. It makes sense to me. Basically, what we're doing is we're drawing demand out of the other trains that can be generated, so that we have that going in place. So instead of junk, it is not junk. It has to be modified. Because if we start getting junk, then we know we screwed up, basically. So 987. So I'm going to go through every... I think we only have the 3 locals. No, there's more. Yeah, Feed Me More was probably the correct... the correct, and I should have paid attention to it. It's being kind of funny. Did that. Old wrestling reference. I don't even watch wrestling. Well, barely. So I got. Okay. And again, if there's a few screw-ups, it's not a big deal. This one I wasn't too worried about. I'm just kind of curious if it actually pulls off locals for those ones. I mean, the industry tag is A771. It's pretty much the only place the train goes, so it's just a matter of what is this train and why is it being called type. Okay, sorry. It's 10:23. I keep looking at the clock. Unfortunately, time not stand still as much as I wish it would. It doesn't. Time just keeps ticking away. It's done because I am so close. Not kidding. That's exciting. So I only have a couple other in here that I have. Maybe. Yeah, two more. Okay, that's somewhere else. I think. That's in a yard or something. I'm not too sure what's going on with that. That's something totally different because we got a capacity of 0. So that's changing over, but I'm not worried about that one. So actually, might be closer than I thought I was. So looking at that, Atlanta, Allied, Baldwin. I'm looking at all the different ones. Brunswick sub, there it is. Okay. And yeah, there's various symbols. We tested that yesterday, so that's fine. To be modified. Acid. Did I do the acid on the other ones? Check that. Don't recall doing it. Why do I have auto racks? Oh, man. See how easy it is to make a freaking mistake? It is so easy to make a mistake in this. I knew something was wrong. Something didn't. As soon as I saw acid, that's what it just kind of rang a bell with me, and I was just like, what's going on? Go back to Brunswick sub. Upper gun. So I got about 61 right now. Yeah, 61, which that should be fine. Should give me about my 20 car train. Well, should give it to me, but probably. Which is okay as long as it tries to do something. If it doesn't do anything, then not a good sign. That doesn't bode well. It's okay. So empties, 4 empties in a row, then load on the reefer, and then empties here. Bring them over to 1. Very similar to the other subs. It's just I'm not worried about substance as much as I'm worried about getting the hump ready. I'll deal with the fine particulars later. All about getting the hump ready now. Well, has been for now. It's coming to that point. And the hump, I don't want to spend too much time worrying about it or tinkering around with it. But I do have some time tonight, so that's good. Bay covered hopper. So we got the Brunswick sub. I'm just looking if there was anything. I thought there was junction or something. Grand Junction. Yeah, there. Okay. Car center beam flat. Oops. Okay. Empty on the acid, boxcar, center beam flat, the covered hopper goes to low. Reefer goes to low. These guys go to empty. So we're bringing down to 1. Or to all the other turnaround industries, and then start with the numbers. That's stuff. Screen just changed, which is 10:30 in the east. All right. I think that's the last one. Get a hump for a second, just to see what that looks like. Yeah, that's going to be for reporting purposes. It says passenger, which means got manner. Oh, that's interesting. So I used, huh. Okay, I gotta be careful of that one. So I used manner as a name for the description for A778, which is the local freight symbol, and I've got a tag for that. I mean, it's okay. It's kind of weird. Tag doesn't really matter because they're not going to be blocked anyways, so I don't know why I changed that up for that, but let's do that one too. Car, center beam flat, hopper, gondola, reefer. So bring this down to 1 first, just so I can see it right in front of me. I think one of them was a 2,000 footer too. Now that I think about it, I'm not too sure which one that was. Dang it! I'm gonna leave it for now. Oh, I don't want to though. I gotta take a look at that, because if that's the case, I gotta double this. I will. Shoot. I just realized that. Not a big deal. It just means I have to double these figures. The doubling because it's going to be double the length. Instead of a 20 car train, it's going to be a 40 car. I thought it was Grand Junction, but I'm not too sure. Let me just throw in the rest of them, and then I'll go through the raw data. And again, if something's wrong, I can always make a minor change. This is the last big change till we. Okay, we're good. Let me take a look at the raw data now. See if I can find it. $772,773. Oh, okay, that's the same one. That's the train coming back. So it's the one going to Grand Junction that needs to be updated, which is easy enough to do. So Grand Junction, I'm going to double. I'm going to double these, so each one I'm looking at is 10, 12, 18, 16, 14, 12, 22, 10. Perfect. Okay, good. We put myself over to the hump. Get ready for the hump controller. 10:34 Eastern right now. I gotta take a very quick. I might stay up a little longer. I'm actually at that point right now where I'm willing to give up a little bit of sleep for this one. I don't have that busy of a day tomorrow, so I'm thinking about it. Do I really want to get one? I do. Okay, now let me get over the hump controller for a second. Now, okay, I'm gonna take a break for a minute. I'll be right back. Be back in 2 minutes, and then we'll sort the hump out. Hopefully, we'll have the final values, and then get the hump controller in. I'll see about hump. I don't think I'm gonna hump one tonight. Forget it. Actually, I'm gonna do it Thursday, but I'm gonna get everything finalized tonight, no matter how long it takes. I want to get that final Thursday night for sure. Is going to be the makeup humps. Sunday, I'm back to sessions, so I'll be back in a minute. Okay, one thing I just thought about was I never got around to splitting the stuff coming south, which sucks. Because I'm going to take a look at it right now and I'm going to see it, and I know I'm going to see it. And it sucks because that's not what I wanted to do. Let me. Yeah, I remember wanting to split this too. What the hell? too sure. Okay. So, looking at the various, oh wow, I've got all kinds of fun stuff in there. What is that? Oh, I got the numbers right there. Never. See, here's the numbers that are concerning of me. I've got. Are those actual calls? Oh, they are. Hold on. I don't buy that. Something ain't right for that. I don't believe. What is this? Okay, I think I'm getting it. The actual call number is curious. So New Orleans. Let me just take a look at this for a minute. Baldwin northbound. Actually, sorry, am I looking at the right one? I am. Maybe I'm not. Oh, Baldwin South. Never mind. North would be coming towards the yard. That's a 3 times capacity. That's not the actual. Okay. That ain't. Oh, wait a minute. Sorry. Yeah, there's 213 going to New Orleans. Yikes. It was worse than I thought. Okay. But I have 2.85 trains per day, which gives it that figure. Still quite a bit when you're looking at it. Meaning there's an extra trim that's required. It has to have those ones right now have to have the highest figures of car capacity in the yard for sure. The others, not really. I'm not even too sure why that. Okay, that's a actual cars. Okay, so that comes down to a third. Man, I gotta really think about what I'm doing with this one. And you know, honestly, it may come to the point where I'm just gonna have to open up some areas and say, okay, this is how we're gonna do it. I might have to look at some of the bigger areas, like, because the Florida ones are gonna come right into here. I can see that. Let me widen this up now. I'm gonna go ahead and sure how many columns I'm gonna do for now, but I'm going to go ahead with that many. Certain 9 columns. Not sure. I figured that would do that. So I was a let me undo that. further. See, I like the car capacity. I just don't like the location that it's in. So what I would like to do, referring to anything, which I don't think it is, I want to take car capacity and I want to put it over here. So the reason why I'm putting car capacity over that way is to get that out of that column. Makes sense. Now we deal with car capacity there. I'm going to delete this very carefully. Yeah, I knew that was going to... I had a funny feeling that was going to, I should say. So I'm going to put that to B. I'll make sure it's same. So far, yes. I'm not sure what that figure is exactly at the moment, but that's okay. Deal with that later. For now, it can stay there. All that's for is so that I can get rid of that E column. The rest. So the E column is gone. Oh. Let's delete that column. Delete that again. So far it's holding. So I'm looking at the actual capacity, making sure everything. See the volt. Okay, there we go. I've got a few others in there as well, but for now, this works pretty good. The actual capacities for those ones be 20. Yeah. These little tiny ones will be broken down into nothing. Those I may hold on to the blockings for those since it's doing something, but we'll see. I don't know what Taft Yard Switcher is doing. Haven't been able to determine what that is exactly, but I'll move that around into its own area or something. So the idea here is it doesn't have to be perfect, but I want to get, relatively speaking, I want to get the right. I don't know when I actually put the actual capacities in. That's kind of amazing that I went that far. I'm surprised I put that in. How I put it in too. How I came up with those values, but I did. Something false. Might have been. Okay. Maybe that's what I based it on, and that was it. Alright, fair enough. Alright, so, well, looking at... See, right there I see a, I'm seeing some I'm seeing candidates for locals up that way. But what I want to do now is I want to get this all over here. Not so much the... I'll insert that. Think about that. Well, see how much room I got. Okay, fair enough. I got the big sheet here, so I can work it off of that. So, what I want to do, see how that works, but what I'd like to do is get these guys down here into the highest areas, but before I do that, let me start playing around with the locals since I have the room now. Some of them are a lot bigger than I expected. I don't know why there isn't a 784, but I'm going to put it in that area anyways. But I see some other ones like Jacksonville area. We're not too sure. Folkestone area flyer. I don't know what the hell that is. If it's even going to mean anything. I'm going to just put A789 by itself. I find that very difficult. See, something's a little weird with that, and I'm not too sure why. It just doesn't seem like that number is up there. I can see some of that. Some of that just makes sense. So until I know what the hell I'm doing with that exactly, I'd much rather take my chance and I will put it in that area. Okay, 10:52. I'm still watching it carefully. that out. I don't remember seeing anything for the Folkestone Flyer. Which is kind of odd, but just going to go ahead again. I'll put these ones in first. That seems to fit pretty good. Jacksonville and Taft is showing 41s and 49s. Is interesting. I'm going to go ahead and use those. And it's about maximizing capacity. That's actually a little bit lower than I would want it. You always want it a little bit more than you can get it if possible. Problem is we're getting into some of the 60s and all that other stuff there. Maybe not. Maybe not a good idea there for now. I might hold off on that one time. Shoot. Let's see. Got to play with here. Also starting to see when you get rid of the locals, exception of some of the 20s. I like using those. We're getting into some of the other stuff, but C percentage, the C percentage, CR is actually the big one. Nashville will land at 40. Louisville and Birmingham is going to be high. Louisville because it's going to be storing, but then again, you know, come out. That's not too bad, actually. Okay, so let's I like the 20s. Fitzgerald sub looks pretty good up there. If I can ones am I trying to copy? Trying to copy those locals still. But I'm getting into the 26s now. Yeah, that doesn't matter. In fact, just because I'm into the 20s, I actually want to put it there. Not exactly the best spot that I want it, but no. No, I'm going to bring it down where I was thinking. Put it in with all the other locals. I'm still not 100% convinced of that last one there. I'm also not 100% convinced of everything over here just yet either. But sure that I'm these out because so we still have 49s and 41s. Something tells me I'm gonna have to and if I feel like I'm over capacity, I might just give myself a spacer track, but we'll see on that one. I might be able to split it up by the you know what I'm saying. I can't explain it actually. Okay. These I can explain though. So we're now into the subdivisions as far as I can tell, with the exception of Taft to Jacksonville. Out by Yukon, 753. I don't think I've done that one yet. Let me do that one next. That's a good spot for it. It's 31. Yeah, I'll do that one next. Okay, Buffalo area, everything ranging up to 41 for Savannah. So we want that hopefully into the low 50s by the time it gets to there. Gerald, I'm seeing, well, there's a couple 40s as well. Be at low 40s. Louisville and Birmingham, actually, some of the top ones. Exception of Montgomery at 26. That's gonna that one's just gonna have to be built. Nothing likely ditto for those guys down there. $11.03. Well, let me go ahead and still don't know why it's colored blue. So I changed something in the hump, but it's gonna be all right. Well, really ain't gonna matter. I just want to get the top spots possible. 63 looks like to be the top one. They're a little bit over capacity, but that should be doable. Uh, so 49, right where I want those. Afton Jacksonville. I don't think Folksonary Flyers even running. So again, I want to space out as much as I can. Crap. Those aren't gonna go. We'll see what happens in Slough later. Speaking of which, I'm gonna keep an eye on that. Slough's right there. Means let me count these. 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 12 there. 10. Hmm. That's gonna wake me up. Good enough. A little bright, but well, do I want to go the other way with it? 49, 41. I could, just to give myself some room. Because Taft and Jacksonville, I might. And so I've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 spots there. I mean, I like them there. I'm just not too sure. Ideal place for them. 49 and 41 could actually fall back. That's where I'm going to put it. Change my mind on that one. Go with this one instead. Put it right at Slough. That gives me the 12 I was looking for earlier. Ranging from 51, 50, ranging from 57 all the way down to 49. So which one's got the dozen? I think the Fitzgerald sub is the dozen. Yeah, that's a heavy part of the yard. Wasting on. I don't need. Back now that I'm looking at it, I still have that part down there. I got way much better real estate down at the bottom to be playing around with the Fitzgerald sub. Doesn't seem to want to go too much above 23. I see a couple 40s. I see the Fitzgerald sub going in the middle as well. Okay, well let's try this. Ah, crap. Doesn't like the ref. Okay. Kill the reference then. That part. But I could change it around. So let's I'll leave it for now. To one of the higher areas. second, that one. No, I'm going to go ahead with this, despite it being a little bit off too. Yeah, that's like a very low number. Unfortunately, there's nothing I can really do about it at this point. Okay, so that puts the Fitzgerald sub out. Eight hours before my alarm, so see how we're doing. I'm leaving a bit of breathing room on purpose. So I've got, what room do I have here now? 12 still. That ain't it. That might be. It's 14 down there though. I got 15. Bring that up higher to the 70 ones. Yeah, actually I can. All right. Now I got some room there. 41's the top at about, no matter where it's at. I can put that anywhere. In fact, I could put it right here if I really wanted to. Still have. Hmm. Louisville, Kentucky, and Birmingham's an interesting one. Okay, so at 51, I'm gonna stick up for Savannah. I'm gonna put him there. Should make the rest pretty easy. Or pretty straightforward, I should say. Because then we're just dealing with 29s as a max and as low as 13. Do I have the room? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Only 9 others. Question is, can I throw that anywhere else? Long ways there. Well, something. As much as it pains me, I may put it down here. I'm going to. As much as it pains me, I'm going to put it down there. There's a reason for that. Actually, that's where it was before, too. It's okay, because it's going to stay there. I know we tried to fit it in the top spot, and we can. It's not a matter of that we can or can't. And it really doesn't matter. Like once the bridges are in, maybe I'm over concerned about some of these other areas or zones. Yeah, a second. Let me undo that. Think about it a second. I got like a bunch of 40s in here still. Savannah's not as important. I can put that anywhere. It's not only a 41. No, that's a 34, and I wouldn't there, but when I look at this, I see 54. Yeah, there's some 60s. Okay. But I'm thinking that that's going to get a lot of potential trimming anyways. So let me move it up just a bit. I'm already got my eyes on that Thomasville sub one well. So again, I got a lot of room to maneuver still. I haven't used every possible spot just yet. I mean, Savannah's down there. I can put Savannah anywhere at this point. I mean, now I've got a, you know, Savannah could easily fit right here in one of the top spots if it wanted to. I could put it. Well, I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I want to tempt it that much, but I could easily put it in. I see that there's some of the highest numbers aren't being used. Kind of sucks. Well, hold on. Let's think about it. Let me put it here for now. I'll move that back down. That tells something tells me that this is going to eventually split anyways, but so now I got that into the 60s. Let's see what we can get. I'm going to put these right down at the bottom. Way on the opposite side of where I want it to be here. So ideally I wanted to have the locals on the opposite side, but it's the way the yard's working out. It's not working. So that's going to be the bottom 8. Yeah, that works. Charleston, South Carolina would be Jeopardy. Trains per day. Now I can see getting in there and having to trim it another time, which is fine. Savannah, Georgia, I haven't rolled out just yet. $41, that's up there, but let me put these ones in here. See a 29. Hamlet. 6. That'll work. Now we're getting into. It's exactly what I wanted to do. Let's get those ones in there. Now I might be able to split it up a little bit too. Since I was planning on splitting it anyways, what I can do now is I can bring Savannah back down. Okay. Now we're talking. One's doing day. Something tells me switch like anyway, but locals they got, so there's still a lot of room. But if I was to, we're going from 53 all the way up. If I was to put Montgomery, Alabama over here, 26.5. was thinking. So yeah, I'm seeing, you know, how many tracks are we missing at the moment? Still about 10. Thought we had one for the other. Out by Yukon, there's a. Where is the? Hmm. Should be the one that goes to. Take a look at the raw data again. A772. Where the? Put it right here, I guess. I'll just put. We'll be pushing it, but. Yeah, if you gotta trim more than once, it's not a big deal. Still keeps an opening for at least one local there. Even down here, Montgomery's up that low. That's a low at 70, 60. That one. All right. So it's 11:33. Not bad. I think I'm gonna go with that. If I'm missing some stuff, I'll be able to at least move some tracks. And that's the key. There's how many opening tracks now do we have? Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I can see some duplicating, splitting, doing all kinds of things. So there's going to be a lot of potential, but I have to see how everything comes into play here. So I don't know with all. Done all, but ooh, the first yawn. Okay, so let's get this ready. Hopefully. Of course, we're never in a range of a hump controller. At least the tab works for that. It didn't work for the other stuff that I was hoping for earlier. Let's see what track I'm under here. Here. I still want to run a hump right now, but I'm just not going to make it. Unfortunately. Not meant to be tonight, but that's okay. Get in there. Yeah. Seven. Close to where it used to. Wish there was a super fast tester. You know, something that can just go flying through everything and sort it, and just to see how it works, how it fills up, how everything starts to stack in. You know what I mean? Just so I can get a visual. I mean, I've got the data. It's all here. It's just a matter of now playing it out, I guess, which is cool. We're very close to running again. And even if I don't get all the humping done tomorrow, I'm in great shape for Sunday now. Absolutely great shape. There's nothing here that I see that's any alarm now. Like, I mean, we are, for lack of a better term, well over the hump. No pun intended. Yeah, that's done. I thought it was the bottom. There we go. It was down to the bottom on that one. So yeah, the locals are more at the top, which stuff going out the wrong way is up at the bottom. It's kind of mixed up that way, but I guess that's okay. Because once you do that, then you're closer to the other area I don't know. I'm just going by capacity at the moment, unfortunately. That's all I can do. So I saved that to disk. Yeah, that's it. Nothing more I can do tonight. That's about it. Except maybe get some sleep so that I have plenty of energy for tomorrow night. Tomorrow during the day, yeah, yes. So that's the new comp configuration. Took a while to get through, but it looks like we got all the industries. I still have to do an industry analysis and go over the tabs and double check and make sure everything's okay. But we're good. Everything is the way it should be. That's it for tonight. I'm going to call it a night. Thought my microphone was muted for a second. Oh my god. I guess it's not muted. Just want to make sure it's loud enough, but it's working. So, anyways, I should be back tomorrow, probably after 9 o'clock or so, and we'll see where we can go from there. And that's about it for now. Good one. We'll talk to you later.